but later never comes. I don't know if y'all know, like, it's been going around where if you bust out to singing, that you may be like neurodivergent and stuff like that. Exaggerated startle response, like, ooh, that scared me. Higher and higher and higher with no change. Think you're managing by avoiding therapy. So, mommy, is everything okay? Hey sis, welcome back to But Did You Die? Chaos, lessons, and laughs. The safe space where we get real about survival mode, trauma, faith, and lean into the journey, healing with God, honesty, and a little bit of laughter when we need it. Okay? So I'm your host, Monique R. Darnell. As today, we're talking about something that so many of us, especially high-achieving Black women, quietly believe, that we can schedule our healing. Put it on a to-do list. Slide it in between meetings, errands, and commitments. But let me tell you something right now. Healing does not work like that. Okay? So, you already know what we about to do. Let's get into it. Buckle up. Sit back. Girl, you not under attack. Buckle up. Relax. Girl, you know I got your back. All right. So, you already know. Have your journals. Get you some tea. Piping hot. Because we finna go in. We finna go in. And if you are not already subscribed and following me, okay, let today be the day that you get committed. Okay, because we are in episode 8, the ending of season 1. I thank you guys for the love and the support. Can you believe that? Of course you can. But can you believe that? Here we are. All right. And so, again, if you don't know, it's your first time, you're just not following me, you're just not checking me out, welcome, Survivorlies. Most of our people are now overcomers. We're walking into season 2, we're going to be overcomers. But Survivorlies, that's where you part survivalist, part girly, and we mixed the two because we have overcome some things. We have survived, but did you die? And so here we are today to do the work. All right. So today we're going to go ahead and get started with a little thing called naming the illusion. Because we as Black women, we don't schedule, we don't get a break. We don't get a vacation and do this and do that. When? When our kids get grown? When we divorced or something, now we get the time to take care of ourselves. So as Black women, we have been conditioned to carry it all: work, ministry, family, and everybody else's needs. Okay. Example, you wake up early, get the kids ready, go to work, serve in the church, and still answer the late night texts from your cousins, from your mama, from your children, your older children that's grown, because you don't want to what? Deal with conflict, disappoint them, hurt them. You tell yourself, I'll deal with the stress later. But later never comes. Almost. Okay, so I don't know if y'all know, like, it's been going around where if you bust out into singing, that you may be like neurodivergent and stuff like that. But I just believe every Black woman has some form of functional ADHD, because how do we get the things done that we get done? Like who? Black women. All right. So we have no boundaries set. So one thing we could talk about today is hypervigilance is always on. On to the next one. Hypervigilance is always doing, always anticipating the next crisis, always running in survival energy. So you really never really take care of yourself or move past right now because you're always bracing yourself for the next hurt, for the next heartbreak, for the next disappointment, for the next layoff. You're just always anxious, always on the go. Like, if you ever ask yourself, like, why am I so always pent up? I can't never breathe. I can't never relax. This is what's going on, sis. Yes. All right. Hypervigilance is a state of heightened alertness and awareness characterized by an increased sensitivity to potential threats or dangers. It is common symptoms of various mental health conditions, including, but not limited to, PTSD, anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorders, OCD, and borderline personality disorder. My favorite. Yes. Individuals experiencing hypervigilance may exhibit the following symptoms. Get your pen and paper out or do a mental check. Is this me? Okay. If you need to push pause, get yourself together, push pause. Okay. Constant scanning of surroundings for potential threats. Exaggerated startle response, like, ooh, that scared me. Ooh. If you know, you know, like, come on, let's have fun. Okay, let's do this. Because I don't want it to be hard. I mean, it is hard, but, I'm not here to slice and dice. Right? Difficulty relaxing or concentrating. Feeling on edge or tense. Increased anxiety and fear. Difficulty sleeping. Now, I hear some of you already like, girl, that's my everyday. Girl, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm living in hypervigilance? It's mean what I mean, what I said. I said what I said when I said what I mean. You're in hypervigilance. You're always in go mode. You're in survival mode. Get out of it. You can't even watch a show without folding laundry. Oh, did somebody try to, did I try to comfort myself? Yes, I did. This podcast is about what I've been through and what I've came out of because I'm no longer a survivor, Lee. I'm an overcomer. I'm an Esther. Y'all could be Proverbs 31 woman. Talk about that later. Anyway, answering emails or thinking about tomorrow's to-do list. You're never present, woman of God. You're never present with your kids. You're here. You're not focused. You're already thinking about, you talking to your man, my man. You're already thinking about, like, did he say the same thing last week? Let me match my data. Let me match stuff. You're not present because you're trying to catch yourself before a break, for a fall, for rejection, before abandonment. Present. Now, I'm not saying pull down your safeguards. What I'm saying is heal. Your nervous system never gets turned off. So the lie, I'll heal when things come down. When the kids grow up, you keep telling yourself, once this project is done, once I get the house, once I lose weight, once I make enough money, once I get husband, once I take a vacation. But every season brings a new load. If you have not caught on to that in life, I'm 40. If you have not caught on to that in life right now, I'm going to need you to wake up. Yep, I'm coming for that throat. And healing gets pushed back further. Okay. Once I get the kids out of the house, like I said, once my parents is settled with getting old, transition. Let's talk about this. So, let's talk about why your heart can't be penciled in between Zoom meetings, Google meetings, ministry. I was just talking to my pastor, who is my mom, Pastor Monica Edwards of Revelation Praise and Worship Outreach Center. I was just telling her, I'm praying that I don't get into more of duty and forget ministry because I got this, and I got this. And I'm a structured productivity type A personality. Get things done, get her done. And so, with a vibrant personality, loving peacock. I don't want to get to the place where I'm on to the next one. This productivity equals love, which we talked about, where I miss the opportunity to be present with myself, to learn, to grow, and to evolve. Evolution, not just elevation, but evolution, right? Are we changing? Are we just higher and higher and higher with no change and no difference? I love y'all. All right. So, healing is not another item to check off. It's a way of being, not a line on your planner where you get to check and scratch off. Like for all my productivity girls, we know what that is on that calendar, on that planner. I did good today. I did a good job today. All right. All right. So why healing refused to be scheduled? So healing is non-linear. Healing, it comes in waves. One moment you think you doing something and bam, it hits you. And then this hits you and then that hits you. And so there are no bullet points in healing, especially people who are Christian, my Christian girlies. I do this with my girlies. If you know anything about God, like if you like been through the trenches, you know God and you love God and you've been through God and you have worked and you have a relationship with God, you ought to know some things about some things. Okay. And one of those things is every time you think that you got you to a place and you're comfortable. Oh, okay. The land, we got manna, we got quail. Okay. Time to throw a rolling ball. Whew. That's God. Time to grow, because the goal is reconciliation, to get you closer, to get you more like Jesus, right? And so we have to be careful with this complacent spirit. Yeah, I want you to be content, but complacent, stagnant, that's not the will of God. All right. But but if you're in a place where, this is where I want to be, this is where I'm at, and you're not a church girly and you ain't doing this, then forever be, forever be. All right. So some examples are grief shows up in random mornings, not just on an anniversary. So I tell people this all the time. They like, my brother passed in 2023. It was one of the hardest thing of my life, because nobody has ever died that close in our family. It's always been uncle, dad, cousin, brother, sister of my grandmama. And they know. And my grandmama, she for a long time, she was 76. She was telling us, I'm 76 or 74. I think she 85 now. I don't know. She be lying. I love you, Sarah Lee. All right. And so people used to be like, oh, you ain't past that. He died, this long ago. Like, you cannot tell people when to heal and how to heal when they're going through grief. You cannot tell them. Like, we got to do better with people. Like, I don't think people know how to support people when they're grieving. We come up missing. We don't, sometimes just being there, being present is enough. Cooking, cleaning, helping, listening. These are certain ways that you can give that are free. For a productivity woman, may not be so free, but that are free, that you can give to people to support them, that if you don't have money and funds. All right. Childhood wounds get triggered by a comment at work, not when you've carved out emotional time on a Sunday or a Saturday. Like, I thought for sure I was going to walk that belt line. Saturday, I was like, I worked out. I got a little snatch. I got this. I'm doing good. Saturday, Friday, I'm doing it. Thursday, I'm doing Pilates. Friday, I'm doing stretching and Pilates. And so, yeah, black girls do Pilates and thick girls do Pilates too. Okay. All right. And so I was like, Saturday, I'm going to go to belt line. Baby, it rained. And I was like, I'm going to go later. No, I ended up doing a whole bunch of other work that I needed to get done. And I was proud of myself and I rested afterwards. But I am going to get on that belt line. That's part of my health, my health regimen. All right. I know you're saying practice what you preach, but, watch your mouth. All right. Suppression and postponement, delay in healing. So suppression and postponement actually delay healing. Postponing stuff is really delayed healing. It's really procrastination. I'm not saying do everything right now, right then, right there, but just make sure we are being present with our body, with ourselves, and the things that we are going through. All right. So you think you're managing by avoiding therapy or silencing your feelings, but your body starts showing it in where? Migraines, chest tightness, binge eating, or snapping at people you love. If you find yourself angry for no reason, just irritated, just frustrated, baby girl, you got something going on. Do a check-in. All right. And so this for my Christian girlies. God works on his own timing, not ours. Y'all are ducking and dodging and hiding under this word and trying to act like you ain't got no accountability and responsibility. This, if this is what y'all do in the church girlies. It's the Lord's doing. I'm walking in faith, but you're not doing nothing. Get up. All right. God doesn't work on our timelines. We know that. He calls us into Kairos time, his time, with transformation happens in presence, not in productivity. So you want to plan healing like a conference, neat agenda, start and end on time. But God interrupts that thing. You in the shower, listening to some music, Yahweh, Yahweh, and next thing you know, you just boo-hoo crying, breaking down. Got the kids knocking on the door. Mommy, is everything okay? Can't get a minute. Yes, you can. Or in the car when you listening to a song or watching a movie, it's just not planned. That's not poor planning. It's divine timing. That's God is entering into and doing it. Because if it was left to us, we'd be out here shipwrecked. Ship with no sail. Transition. What does that look like? And if you have been saying to yourself, I'll get to it later. This is what this look like. Let me gently remind you, your later never often comes. And sometimes it comes too late. And sometimes it don't come at all sometimes. So emotional wounds ignored eventually demands attention through burnout, breakdowns, health issues, or fractured relationships. It's going to show up somewhere. It's going to show up. All right. Clock it. Free therapy. Clock it. Get into it. Right. If you want this or do you want this? Do you want this? Okay. Well, take a moment right here. Pause. Reflect. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this me? Do I do this? How? What does it look like? Show me. All right. What healing actually looks like? Healing is choosing interruptions of grace. Healing is choosing daily interruptions, rest, therapy, prayer, breathing, crying, and saying no. Some of y'all, that's a cuss word. It took a long time for me to be able to say no to some people, baby. I tell my clients, if you're not able to say no yet, just duck and dodge. Stop making yourself available. Duck and dodge. Duck. Stop making yourself available. Instead of scrolling when you're overwhelmed, numbing and checking out, baby. That's one of my warning signs. One of the things I work on with my clients. Warning signs. What are your warning signs that things are not okay? And one of those for me is, baby, I numb out and check out and not just stroll. And I just what I'm just trying to get is just to laugh and connect and get connected to my inner child because I'm overwhelmed and I'm exhausted. You pause and you breathe. You say no to an extra project at work, church, family reunion, holidays, cooking, and all that stuff. We just got through with some of that and about to come up with some more stuff. Even if it makes someone feels uncomfortable, you are okay. Because what's for you is for you. Reteaching your nervous system. That is one of the biggest topics we're going to talk about on here. Trauma, survival mode, hypervigilance, nervous system, triggers. What does that look like? It means prioritizing your body, mind, and soul before the crisis forces you to. Before the situation forces you to. Lighting a candle and journaling instead of powering through emails, you strong Black woman. Taking a walk without your phone. Ooh, that's a cuss word for some of y'all. Laying down in the middle of the day without guilt. Them 3 o'clock power naps. Food for the soul. Yes, Lord. All right. Healing shows up in pauses. So it means reteaching your nervous system safety, softness, and slowness. So giving yourself permission to cry in prayer, cry in the natural, sitting with your Bible and no agenda. I am a person with my stuff, and I got my books, I got my tea, I got my coffee. I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready. Laughing freely with a friend without analyzing how much time you lost. Like, oh, I could be why I ain't put that load of clothes in? Oh, take that chicken out the refrigerator. Let me make sure that he took that chicken out the refrigerator. Take that chicken out the refrigerator so I cook. We are never present, just never present. All right. All right. So what does that look like for you, sis? To stop outsourcing your healing to tomorrow and invite it into today. Healing shows up in the pauses, morning stillness, slow mornings in the morning, waking up and, like sleeping in a little bit later, getting a little bit of extra tea. There are 2 apps that I love that I use. One is called the Soul Space app. That's for my Christian girlies. I love that app because it says connecting heart, soul, and mind to the love of Christ. I love that app. Yes, I'm not sponsored, but yeah. And then I have the I Am app where it gives you affirmations and you can sit with and just be present with yourself. But I love that Soul Space app. Unstructured journaling, sitting in silence before God. These are for my church girlies. And if you don't have this and you got your own thing, you got your own religion, cool. Put that in there for place of God. All right. Journal prompts. Pull it up. Pull it out. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Pull it up. Pull it out. Let's get to it. Let's get into it. All right. Where in my life have I believed healing was something I could fit in later? And not only believe, but who taught me that? Where did I learn that? Who did I see do that? What's one example of my body telling me it needs rest that I've ignored? Fatigue, frustration, easily upset, agitated. These are things that you can do. You can write down and see. Now this for girlies, my church girlies. If God interrupted my schedule today with healing, what would that look like? How would I feel? Would I be mad and angry and frustrated? Or would I be in a posture of surrenderance? How might I create sacred pauses in my daily rhythm to let God meet me where I am? What am I afraid will happen if I stop doing and allow myself to be? This is for the productivity girls. And I don't mean to point at you, but it's for the productivity girls. If you don't do it, and if you stop to take care of yourself, what are you afraid will happen? What permission do I need to give myself to pause? Check. 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 Like really check and answer these questions, because this is part of you growing, evolving, and moving. We're on episode 8. We are closing down season 1 and moving and transitioning into season 2. All right. So affirmations, pull out that journal again. If you're anything like me, you're pausing and doing this and cleaning and cooking and pausing and cleaning and cooking and in the bathroom, in the shower, and, doing certain things. And you may not get through with a whole episode in a day. That's cool. No judgment. In the club, we all fail. We do this. Right? You are my sister, and that's coming out of survival mode. Turn loose. I'm not too busy to heal. My healing is holy work. Rest is not wasted time. Rest is restoration. So rest is restoration. This is a transformation in the mind. Reprogramming in the mind that resting is lazy, resting is weak, taking care of yourself. Slowing down means you're stagnant and you're going to get left. All of this is coming from a place of scarcity and fear. And that's not the will of God. My worth is not what I produce, but in who I am in God, or in who I am, period. I release the lie that healing has to fit into my schedule. I open my life to divine timing. Every pause I take makes room for my wholeness. I am complete, I am whole, and I am love. And I choose to do that today. I'm worthy of rest. I am worthy of healing. I am worthy, period. Right? So, sis, hear me out on this right here. Okay? Your healing isn't waiting for the perfect slot in your calendar. There is no perfect time. It's waiting for your permission. God never asked you to add healing to your to-do list. He invited you to surrender. So the strong Black woman mask says, I'll get to it later. I'm going to do it next. Soon I cook this meal. Soon I chop these onions. Soon I get her to bed. But your soul says, I need it now. Because when you get in that bed, when you get done, you go to sleep. Or you tend to something else and something else. There's always going to be something. What I'm saying is this, sis. Don't let your body tell you that it needs rest in a way that it forces you to take it. You have no other choice because it's shut down. You ain't drinking enough water. You're on here Taco Tuesday because they asked you to come outside. No. So this week, I dare you to practice one pause. Just one. It don't have to be a big, extravagant one. Just say, okay, I'm going to sit down. I don't have to use this extra time to fold no clothes. I'm going to sit down. It's okay. No, I'm not giving you permission to be lazy. No, I'm not giving you permission to slack up on your responsibilities. What I am giving you permission is to take care of yourself and to heal. Let it interrupt your busy schedule and trust that the world will not fall apart if you take time to heal. All right, them kids can make a sandwich. But if you keep postponing it, you might. Somebody had to tell you, if you keep postponing your healing, taking care of yourself, something may fall apart. All right. So that is it today. All right. I came in and chop. I did good, didn't I? I did good. Okay. I did good. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for doing the work. Thanks for coming in and being consistent. This is the 8th week. Thank you for showing up for this episode. It's heavy and deep, but it's okay. Now, for the fun part, are we failed? If so, you already got all my notifications. You already know where to find me on IG, TikTok, YouTube, and my website. Set your reminders for every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, because that's where I'm at. Because you don't want to miss these episodes, all right? I thank you guys for sharing. I thank you for supporting and liking and subscribing. We getting big. You know, I'm a big girl now. Okay. So you got a comment, question, or even a rant, drop it below or DM me because I actually read it. All right. Oh, and my assistant, they read it. Oh, yeah, I got a team. I'm not here by myself. All right. And if no one told you today, you are allowed to grow, to change, and to rewrite your story with joy and freedom. Until next time, breathe, rest, and remember, you did not die. You're still here, and healing can and will start today. All right? Bye, survivalies. Until next time, buckle up, sit back. Girl, you not under attack. Buckle up, relax. Girl, you know I got your back.